Welcome. Today we're diving deep into one of biology's most incredible automated systems. We're going to explore the intricate, perfectly timed engine that powers human birth. Okay, let's get right into it.
So it really all starts with this one big question. After 9 months of development, how does the body just know? How does it pick the perfect moment to kick off something as intense as childbirth? It's not a choice someone makes, it's a biological cascade. So what's the trigger? What flips that switch?
To really understand the grand finale, we first have to meet the main characters, Let's set the stage and look at the building blocks of this whole process. So, here we have the two essential frameworks: the male reproductive system, designed to produce sperm, and the female reproductive system, which produces eggs. These are our two starting points for creating a whole new individual. Now, these systems produce what are called gametes. You know them as sperm and eggs. And these are really special cells because they each carry exactly half of the genetic blueprint needed for a new life. And the organs that make these gametes are the gonads, but they're kind of doing double duty. They're not just factories for cells, they're also producing the critical hormones like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, that act as the chemical messengers directing this whole orchestra. All right, so our key players are all assembled. Now it's time for the spark that sets this incredible journey in motion. This is where two single cells start one of the most complex processes in all of nature. Just look at this timeline of that first week. It is amazing. Fertilization happens right here, on day 0, inside the fallopian tube. From there, that single cell starts dividing like crazy as it travels down toward the uterus. By about day 7, it's become this little structure called a blastocyst, and it's ready to implant in the uterine wall to officially get this pregnancy started.
And the second it implants, the embryo sends out its very first message. It's a hormone called HCG. And yeah, you probably recognize that name. It's the exact hormone that home pregnancy tests are looking for. Its job is to tell the mother's body, hey, I'm here. Don't shed the uterine lining. Basically creating a safe and stable home for the next 9 months. It's the first critical piece of communication.
Okay, so we have this little ball of cells safely implanted. But how in the world does that simple structure become a complex human being with arms, legs, and a brain? Well, this next phase is like watching a master architect at work, turning a simple plan into an incredibly complex blueprint.
The key process here has a big name: gastrulation. But all it really means is that the cells start to get their job assignments. They begin to specialize and organize themselves into 3 distinct layers, which is basically the foundation for every single tissue and organ in the body.
And here you can see what those 3 layers become. You've got the ectoderm, which is going to form the nervous system and skin. Then there's the mesoderm, which builds out the circulatory system, the skeleton, and all the muscles. And finally, the endoderm creates the inner linings of things like the digestive system and the lungs. Literally every part of the body starts out in one of these 3 layers.
Now, of course, as the fetus is developing, it needs a serious life support system, and that's where the placenta comes in. This incredible organ is temporary, but it's absolutely vital. It manages the flow of everything. Nutrients and oxygen come in, waste products go out. For the entire pregnancy, it's the bridge between mother and baby.
All right, so the fetus has been developing for months. The blueprint has been followed, the structures are built. Now we finally get to the answer to that big question from the beginning. How does the body know it's time? Let's take a look at the elegant and powerful engine that starts childbirth.
The whole process is driven by something called a positive feedback system. Now, you're probably more familiar with negative feedback. That's when your body tries to reverse a change, like when you sweat to cool down. A positive feedback loop does the exact opposite. It's designed to amplify a change. You know that deafening squeal you get when a microphone gets too close to a speaker? That escalating sound is a perfect real-world example of positive feedback.
I mean, our source material puts it perfectly here. The whole point is to trigger responses that intensify the change. The system isn't trying to stabilize or go back to normal. It's a system designed to push a process forward, harder and faster, until a very specific goal is reached. And in this case, that goal is the birth of a baby.
And this is the engine itself. This diagram shows you the entire cycle. It's this beautiful, self-reinforcing loop where every single step triggers the next one, which makes the whole thing even stronger. So let's break it down.
Okay, let's trace this loop together. Step 1, it all starts when the baby's head presses down on the cervix, causing it to stretch. Step 2, that stretching sends a direct nerve signal all the way up to the brain. Step 3, The brain responds by telling the pituitary gland to release the hormone oxytocin. Step 4. Oxytocin then travels through the bloodstream right to the uterus. Step 5. There, it causes the uterus to have stronger contractions. And now, here's the magic of the feedback loop. Step 6. Those stronger contractions push the baby's head down even more, which causes even more stretching of the cervix. And what does that do? It sends an even stronger signal to the brain, which releases more oxytocin, which causes even stronger contractions. You see? The cycle just keeps repeating and intensifying over and over until the job is done.
So, an engine that only knows how to accelerate is great for getting started. But every powerful system needs an off switch, right? So how does this incredibly intense, amplifying cycle finally come to a stop? Well, the answer is just beautifully simple. The cycle breaks once the initial stimulus is gone. The birth of the baby means there is no more pressure on the cervix. No more stretching means no more nerve signals to the brain, which means the production of oxytocin stops. The engine just elegantly shuts itself off automatically as soon as its work is complete. And this is the culmination of it all, the result of that whole 9-month journey, from just 2 single cells to a complex, fully formed human, all brought into the world by this remarkable, automated biological engine. It's truly incredible. It really is a remarkable system, and it leaves you with the final thought, doesn't it? This is just one of countless feedback loops, both positive and negative, that are running inside your own body right now, keeping everything in perfect balance without you ever having to think about it. What else is going on under the hood?